Hello?
Hey, Zen.
Yes.
Hi, this is Paul T.
Hey, Paul, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Is this a good time for you now, or?
Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic. Well, I have to say that your book is just really incredible. I mean,
Well, I appreciate it. I really do. I think you're probably the first one to finish reading it. Definitely the first person to give me feedback on it, so
yeah,
I appreciate it for sure.
I'm going to go back and read it again and put down more references. The first time I just wanted to read right through it, and
Right. And it's best too that you read straight through because it all builds upon itself.
tell me about yourself. How you doing? I mean, I know you know Dr. Joy, who I met years ago with her research too, which I think is very very phenomenal.
Yeah, I love Dr. Joy. She's been such a light unto my life, and meeting her gave me confirmation that I wasn't necessarily crazy, and maybe the rest of the world was. So, uh, and so that was a great blessing. She was definitely a bright light in my life because all of my friends, everybody around me, nobody understood me. There was nobody for me to talk to about the things that I was learning, the discernment that the Lord was blessing me with. And I don't have the kind of accreditation that she does, being a PhD and a college professor and all that. And so when we did the video together, and she confirmed a lot of the basis for the things that I have studied in my research, and that we had both come to the same revelation, it added credence to my work, and I can never really repay her for that. But
So
and
you-
it's really helped her too as far as the video work that we've done, and because
so
I don't
you,
think she has any other video work out there.
so you have actually read her book Eden then?
Oh yeah.
Do you have
Yeah.
the audio version?
I don't have it anymore. I did have it, but I had problems with my computers. They kept getting wiped, and I lost 3 of them, and I lost a lot of work, and I lost her, audio book. I had it on that thing and everything, but
Yeah,
I used to have it. I don't anymore. But
I'm kind of like a perfectionist, so I take audios and clean them up, get out the noise, and enhance them. I'll forward you an email with, I'm sure she wouldn't mind, just her audiobook split in 4 sections. So if you haven't,
okay, that would be great. That would be wonderful.
I listen to it all the time. But yeah, and I'll tell you what, I agree with you. The closer you walk the path of truth, the more alienated from friends and family one becomes, because we could go into that discussion on my theory on free will and how it affects our computer code switching.
Yeah, I'd love for you to do a show with us too at some point, Paul, and you can bring out all of your own work, and the things that you've done, and share what you would like to share with our listening audience.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing that. I want to get organized a little more and kind of have.
Oh yeah, at some point, whenever you're ready. It's no rush, no worries.
But anyway, I had some questions that I had written down, and I thought that. And first of all, do you mind if I record this so I can go back over it?
Oh no, not at all.
Okay, and I won't share it with anybody unless I get your permission, and I'll give you a copy of it.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
But anyway, I have some questions, and don't take these as like, I'm drilling you, or it's just questions. And one of them would be, because I happen to agree with you, so let me just start off by saying that. I happen to agree with you. I just, in 1 or 2 areas, maybe have a different understanding, but it's basically the same conclusion. One of them is in, I believe it's 2 Peter and the book of Jude. and the Book of Enoch, where it says the angels that committed the sin were bound in chains, and where I'm going with that is, if in fact Satan or Samael or whatever you want to call him at the time was in fact the archangel or the fallen angel that in whatever manner raped or induced the offspring of Cain, why was he not bound in chains with the rest of them?
He was not going to be bound until Christ died on the cross. And I don't know why that is, but for some reason he was allowed to run wild, and he was given dominion of this planet. But definitely, I agree with you that the angels that were bound were the ones that descended on Mount Hermon, the Semyaza, Azazel, and all them that bound themselves in mutual imprecations to commit the sin of actually sleeping with the daughters of Cain and creating that race of giants. And Satan, like if you read the Gospel of Bartholomew, which a lot of people have never even heard of it, there's a very eloquent description about how Christ, when he came into the flesh, he was going to descend into hell, and then he would imprison Satan for the 1,000 years that he took the rest of the patriarchs up into paradise, and then Satan would be loosed again. And I'm not sure how all of it works, but I feel that it's going to be definitely connected to the Antichrist, the Nibiru, the Nephilim, all that, and the loosening of the four angels from the river Euphrates.
Okay, I had, and again, I'm very poor at documenting my research, but I'm like you. I've read you probably read more, but 500 to 800 books in the last 10 years, and somewhere I had read that Satan had actually talked another fallen angel into committing the sin with Eve, and to avoid the judgment of imprisonment at that time.
I haven't read that, and I would be interested in reading that. If you could locate it or tell me the book or where I could go, I'd be interested in seeing that.
In fact, it might not have been a book. It might have been a talk with a. I have a friend that, let's just say he's worked at Area 51 in Black Ops and seen just about everything. I could tell you some things that are just absolutely amazing. But and I think he told me that was Satan's plan because Satan knew the judgment. And another part of Satan's plan, and I don't want to do all the talking here because I really want to get
Yeah, no problem. And I'm glad that you're telling me these things because I haven't heard of them before.
Yeah, another part of Satan's plan, part of the hybrid breeding program, there's many agendas, but one of them is to create a undefiled, sinless, cloned body that he then could dwell in, and by some strange logic that he has, re-obtain access to the heavenly realms. And that's been this whole process of the alien hybrid breeding program that you may or may not be familiar with.
Yeah, I am somewhat familiar with. And
there's other agendas too, obviously, but one of them is to continue to try to get the genetics of a sinless, somehow get a sinless clone that he could then indwell and then basically be sinless. I don't know how that all works out, but that's what my friend told me, who got it from pretty deep sources.